first grade friends, it's Miss Lee here, and today we're going to read a book called Don't Let Them Disappear. It's about 12 endangered species across the globe. And this book was actually given to me by Shane, so if you're watching, Shane, thank you so much for our read aloud today. But this book is about real animals that are in danger of becoming extinct. And what that means is if they become extinct, then those animals won't be here anymore, and there will be no more of those animals alive in the world. And it's really important for us to make sure we are taking care of our planet and our world and our animals so that that does not happen. I really like the back of the book. It says that we can work together to change the future. And we've been talking a lot about this unit, about what we can do to make a difference in the world. So we're going to read about these animals. There's no assignment to go with this story. This is just a bonus read aloud. So if you like read alouds and you like learning about animals, then you will probably like this story. And I'm really glad you're here to join me today. Okay, so Don't Let Them Disappear. It's written by Chelsea Clinton and illustrated by Gianna Marino. And I think the pictures in this book are really beautiful. I really like them. This is the dedication page, and on the dedication page they have a beautiful watercolor map with outlines of all of the different animals that we're going to learn about and where they are in the world. And it says that they dedicated this book to Charlotte, Aiden, and all children who deserve to grow up in a world where no animal is endangered. In loving memory of my father who taught me to love all the animals. So the authors of this book really want us to live in a world where no animals are endangered of going extinct. There are many animals on every continent and in every ocean on Earth. Tall ones and short ones, massive ones and smaller ones, animals with long necks and long legs, animals that are strong and not strong. Every animal species is unique and important to life on Earth. Some are almost gone and could become extinct if we don't act now to save them. And they do have a key with some words. Kind of like a glossary at the beginning of the story. I'll talk about those words as we get to them. They're kind of big words, and we'll talk about them as they pop up. So the first endangered animal that we're going to learn about is the giraffe. Okay. Long ago, before the sun is up, giraffes wake early to get a head start on the day's work of walking, eating, and staying away from predators. Do you guys remember what a predator is? Remember, it's an animal that hunts and eats another animal. Towers of giraffes will walk 9 miles or more every day to find all the food they need to eat. Even though they are the tallest animals on Earth with the longest necks, they use their nearly 2-foot-long tongues to reach even higher for the leaves that make up most of their diet. Every giraffe has a unique pattern of spots to help him hide from predators. But giraffes don't rely solely on their spots for protection. A single giraffe kick can kill a lion. And then it says, don't let them disappear. And then it gives us some information down here. And it says that giraffes live in Central, Eastern, and Southern Africa. Their endangered status is vulnerable. And vulnerable means, if we look at our key, that there are fewer than 10,000 giraffes left in the world, and if nothing is done, then they can be extinct and disappear within 20 years. Why are they vulnerable? Because habitat destruction, that means their habitat has been destroyed, they've been hunted, war, and climate change. The second animal endangered in this book are gorillas. Waking up in the sun, gorillas leave their nests to find food before they'll need to rest again as the day heats up. While gorillas mainly eat plants, they sometimes snack on small insects too. It's hard to work gathering the dozens of pounds of food that adult gorillas need to consume each day. Gorilla moms carry their babies on their chests or backs, and a troop of gorillas communicates by using sounds and facial expressions similar to the way we do. In captivity, some gorillas have even been taught to use sign language. Language is not the only thing humans and gorillas share. Gorillas can also catch human diseases, even a cold, which can be deadly. Don't let them disappear. And it says down here that they live in central sub-Saharan Africa, and they are critically endangered. Why are they critically endangered, or what does critically endangered mean? Critically endangered means that there are fewer than 250 gorillas left in the world, and if nothing is done, that they could be extinct in the wild within 10 years. So if we don't do something within 10 years, there could be no more gorillas. That would be so sad. Blue whales are next. I love the pictures in this book. And it says blue whales are the largest animals the world has ever seen. Whales are mammals like us, but unlike us, blue whales have to focus on breathing, which means they can never be fully asleep. They take in oxygen from water and air, and when they breathe out, the vapor can soar up to 30 feet high, making them visible, including to the whalers who almost hunted them to extinction 50 years ago. They tend not to travel in big pods, preferring to swim alone or in pairs. This doesn't mean that they're not in touch, though. Blue whales communicate with one another up to 1,000 miles away, at a frequency too low for humans to hear, and in a language scientists are still working to understand. But scientists can sense their heartbeats from up to 20 miles away. Don't let them disappear. It says that they live in every ocean except the Arctic Ocean. They are endangered, and we'll look to our key again to get the exact definition, but if they're endangered, that means there's less than 2,500 blue whales left, and they can be extinct within 20 years. Why are they endangered? Because we've hunted them, and now hunting is outlawed. So because we've outlawed hunting, the blue whale numbers are growing, and that means that there's more blue whales in the world, so it's super great. All right, next animal, rhinoceros. Oh, I love rhinos. Have you seen a baby rhino before? Oh, they're so cute. By the time the sun comes up, rhinoceroses have long been grazing. Sleeping only during the hottest periods of the day, rhinos spend most of the time eating or rolling in mud to stay cool. The mud also acts as sunscreen and shields rhino's skin from bugs. While rhinos spend little time together in a crash or a group, they are often found in the company of oxpeckers, which are birds that sit on rhinos' backs eating bugs. Oxpeckers also warn rhinos if danger is approaching. That's particularly helpful to rhinos because their eyesight isn't very good, though they can smell and hear very well. Rhinos have very thick skin, and their horns are made from keratin, just like our fingers and hair. Don't let them disappear. How cool is that they partner up with the birds, and the birds eat the bugs off of them and warn them when danger is coming? That is super cool. It says they live in East and Southern Africa, India, Nepal, Indonesia, and Malaysia, and they are critically endangered. Remember, that means less than 250 left. And they also have southern white rhinos, Indian rhinos, which are vulnerable. And they are endangered because of poaching, which means they have been hunted. Oh, you guys are going to like this next animal. The panda. Although giant pandas spend most of their time alone, in the afternoon you might find an embarrassment of giant pandas eating lots of bamboo together. They need to eat so much bamboo, more than 25 pounds a day, because it's not very nutritious. Unlike other bears, giant pandas do not hibernate or roar, but they do squeak and growl and use scents to communicate with one another. While they're born pink, the distinctive black and white fur they later grow is a form of camouflage, helping giant pandas blend in with shadows in their native bamboo forests. They rarely need the camouflage, though, since they have very few animal predators. Don't let them disappear. Well, I had no idea that the black and white fur was camouflage. That's really neat. They live in central China. They are vulnerable, and they're vulnerable because of habitat loss. People have been building and cutting down all of the bamboo that they like to eat, so they don't have room to live. Ooh, this one is the whale shark. That's really cool. Whale sharks are the biggest fish in the world and may be one of the few animals who never sleep no matter what time of day or night it is. From the moment they're born, whale sharks never stop swimming. Alive when dinosaurs roamed the earth, sharks have been around for hundreds of millions of years. They don't have a single bone in their bodies. Whale shark skeletons are made up of cartilage, the same substance that's in our noses and ears. No matter where they are, shivers of whale sharks can sense a drop of blood if it's in the water nearby, but they eat mostly plankton. Don't let them disappear. And it says that they live close to the equator in oceans around the world. They are endangered, and they're endangered from hunting and collisions with boats and being trapped in fishing nets. So they get stuck in fishing nets. That's super, super sad, and that's why we need to work to protect them. Oh, polar bears. I love polar bears. In the Arctic, for much of the year, day and night do not have the same meaning they do in other places on Earth. In the summer, it's light for nearly 24 hours a day. In the winter, it's dark all day. Celebrations of polar bears sleep when seals, their main food, are sleeping. Most of their seal hunting takes place underwater. To withstand below freezing temperatures above and below water, polar bears have 2 layers of fur. Their fur gives them their whitish color. Their skin is black. Polar bears have good eyesight to help distinguish different shades of white on the ice and can smell seals up to 20 miles away. Don't let them disappear. They live in the Arctic across the United States, Alaska, Canada, Denmark, Norway, and Russia. Their endangered status is they are vulnerable. And why are they vulnerable? They're losing their habitat, they don't have that much prey to eat, and climate change. Things are getting warmer. Oh, lions. As the sun begins to eat, lionesses head out to hunt antelopes, buffalo, wildebeest, zebra, and giraffes to feed their pride. But they don't hunt all day. Lionesses can sleep for more than 15 hours each day. Wow, I wish I could sleep that long. Male lions sleep even longer, up to 20 hours a day, even though they rarely hunt. Did you know lions slept that much? I did not know that. Both lions and lionesses will fight to protect their pride. A male lion's mane provides extra protection and also shows how old a lion is. The darker the mane, the older the lion. Lions and lionesses communicate with one another in many ways, including by roaring. A lion's roar can be heard from 5 miles away, helping members of their pride who might have wandered off to find their way back or helping hunters find them. Even though they're called the king of the jungle, they're still not safe from harm. Don't let them disappear. Aren't the pictures in this book so pretty? They are endangered in Asia and vulnerable in Africa. And they don't have a lot of prey to eat. They've been hunted and they're losing their habitat. They live in Africa and India. Ah, sea otters! Oh, so cute! A romp of sea otters settles down to sleep by lying on their backs and wrapping themselves in kelp so they don't have to worry about floating out to sea. If there's no kelp nearby, and sometimes, even if there is, otters will join together, making a raft for stability and security. Sea otters use rocks to crack open the clams and other shellfish they like to eat. If a sea otter finds a particularly useful rock, it will travel with it and use it over and over again. After every meal, sea otters wash their paws in fur, no easy task given that they have more hair on a small patch of skin than we have on our heads. They live in the North Pacific Ocean from Japan and Russia to the United States, and possibly as far as Mexico. They are endangered, and they're endangered from pollution. We've talked a lot about how it's important for us to clean things up. Okay, kiddos, I am running out of time. I'm going to quickly show you the other animals, but unfortunately, I only have a couple of more minutes. So we have orangutans. It says don't let them disappear. They live in Indonesia and Borneo. They are critically endangered, means there's less than 250 of them left. And that is because they're losing their habitat. Remember we read the Great Kapok Tree about cutting down the trees. So if they lose their trees, they have nowhere to live. And poaching, which means they've been hunted. We also have tigers, who live in South and Southeast Asia, China, and Russia. They're endangered from poaching, being hunted, and losing their habitat. And I believe this is the last one. I wish I had time for them all, but I don't have space on my camera. Finally, elephants. They live in sub-Saharan Africa, South and Southeast Asia. And in Asia, they're endangered, and in Africa, they're vulnerable. Why? Habitat loss, losing their home, and poaching, which is hunting. The book ends with this beautiful picture of all of these animals standing around the globe. And it says, "Let's make a pledge as fellow inhabitants of planet Earth that we won't let any of these species disappear." Oh, I love this book so much. And finally, on the end, it does have a little bit of information about what you can do. It says that you can talk to your friends about the animals in this book and why they're so special. You can tell your family that they shouldn't buy jewelry, trophies, or anything else made from endangered animals. Recycle whenever you can to help fight global warming. Never throw trash in the ocean or anywhere else besides a recycling bin. Help plant trees in your community to fight climate change, and celebrate animals on their special days. And there's actually days to celebrate each endangered animal. So don't let them disappear. Guys, I really wish that I could have read those last 3 animals, but I have about a minute and a half before my camera runs out of battery. But I hope you enjoyed this story. There's no assignment to go with it. It was just a bonus if you like learning about animals and if you like read-alouds. But I encourage you to go on to Pebble Go or on the internet with your parents' help and to research some of the endangered animals that you might be interested in. I really enjoyed reading this with you guys today, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye!